So the man that we have today has helped a lot of people to learn this market, and it kind of, you know, the way he said this, SimplyPips, it's just SimplyPips, nothing else. It's SimplyPips. How do you make these pips for yourself? And the man came in just like you. I was on radio just like this program. I was on radio, I think some about 3-4 years ago, and I was talking about training and things. And he came to one of our trainings, and from that training, after that time, he called. He said, "Does this thing work?" We said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, no problem. I was going to see it." And you know what? He began to develop himself. He began to develop himself. Ladies and gentlemen, he developed himself. But you know, I don't always jump at it when people say, "I'm making this, I'm making this, I'm making this." But the day he called me, I said, "Mr. Shola," I think he said, "Pray, help me to thank God because I just bought a new car." I said, "You bought what?" "Glory be to God." I say, "From your what? Is it from your retirement benefit because you resigned from the banking industry?" He said, "No, from the money in Forex market." I say, "Sure. Even me that brought you into this thing. I've not bought car with this thing." It was as if it was a joke. Then the next time he will call me again, he said, "Oh, Mr. Shola, I just bought a new car, another car for my wife." I say, "Huh?" Then I knew that there must be something, or there must be something that this man knows that I have not known. That I brought you into this business does not mean I will know it better than you. Some people who wrote and they write me, they say, "Mr. Shola, I wish I know this thing like you." I say, "I pray you know it better than me." That's the truth. I pray that you know it better than me. And today I always celebrate this great man with a big mind to help a lot of people. Has been in the banking sector, resigned and started his own finance company where he runs something like almost like a microfinance bank. But today, in addition to that, he trains people on how to understand this market. Ladies and gentlemen, can you put a 555 as we welcome? We call him Bishop, we call him the Bishop of Pips. You know the meaning of Pips now, so we call him the Bishop of Pips. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Doctor. He's a PhD doctor in making. He's almost done with that. So let's just put a 555 as we welcome Bishop Femi Raji. A round of applause as he comes in. Bishop, take it over from here.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Chairman. Thanks for the privilege. It was a wonderful opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, I was in a car one Friday, and I just left the banking sector. Some of the things I felt I'd wanted to go and do weren't panning out as smooth as I thought they would. And I was in a car one day and I was just thinking, okay, oh Lord, how will I set some things right so that my enemies will not laugh at me for leaving a paying job and to start something on my own? You know what it is and how it is to start a business in Nigeria. Then I heard over the radio, Mr. Shola and one other person talking on a Friday, and they were inviting people for a seminar at Ikeja on Saturday. All my life, I've never responded to any radio seminar. Why should I? I mean, I was working somewhere and I was being paid handsomely, so why should I go and look for any radio seminar somewhere? You know, but I went that particular day and I enrolled, and it has been forward ever, backward never. So every time I have the opportunity, I want to thank him. Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. And I appreciate the fact that all of you here have also heeded to that opportunity to be here. I will be discussing with you today a strategy that you could use as newbies to trade the Forex market. Not just the Forex market, the commodity market. The commodity market, right? And I'll be very, very snappy. I understand that you can always rewatch this video on YouTube. I'll be snappy because I'm going to do this same process on the laptop for those of you who prefer to trade on the laptop. And I'll repeat it on the mobile phone for those of you who prefer to trade on the mobile phone. But before then, I would want to start this discourse tonight with an analogy I usually would use for a startup class like this. The analogy I would usually use for a startup class like this. Now, we say we are trading the online market, or we're trading the financial market. That's what we pride ourselves in doing. We are traders. And if you understand, if you agree with me, what traders basically do is buying and selling. We basically just buy and sell. That's all that is being done in the market. You don't need to see Bishop, just see my screen. What you need to do, I rarely show my face, just look at my screen. You see enough of my face on YouTube later on. Right, so we basically just do buying and selling. I'm going to give a very brief analogy here and we shall move on. So let's say we have Mr. A here, right? We have Mr. A and we have Mr. B over here, right? Now, they both deal in cement. They sell cement. Fortunately, they have some things in common. They both have 1,000 bags of cement in their warehouse. They both bought those bags of cement at 2,000 naira only. They bought the bags of cement at 2,000 only each. They were hoping to sell it at 2,200 so they could make a profit of 2,000. However, Mr. A got a call from one of his friends who happens to be, a staff in the cement factory. And this friend, Mr. D, called Mr. A and informed him that, Bros, due to the pandemic ravaging the world and the fact that shortly before the pandemic, we had produced a lot of bags of cement, the buying power has reduced drastically and people are no longer able to buy cement. Our factory is deciding that we will no longer sell a bag of cement at 2,000 starting Monday. We will now sell a bag of cement at 1,500 naira. He bought it at 2,000. He's planning to sell it at 2,002. But they are telling him that the new price will now be 1,500. Today is Thursday, and the new price regime will take effect from Monday. Now, I want you to go to the chat box and answer this question. If you are Mr. A, what will you do? If you are Mr. A and you got this verified information, what will you do? Put your answer in the chat box, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me. Somebody say, I will cry. Crying never solve any problem. What will you do? You used to buy it at 2,000. You have 1,000 bags in you have 1,000 bags now in your warehouse. What will you do to the 1,000 bag in your warehouse now if you hear that the price is going to drop to 1,500 by Monday? KC say I will sell before Monday. Chris Dave say I will probably wait. Somebody say I'll sell everything. I'll sell and get rid of the old stock as quickly as possible. I will sell at 2-1 as a businessman. I will sell them off. I will sell immediately I will sell fast. I will sell. I will reduce the price a bit so I can sell the old stock. I will sell at a discount. Everybody is saying, I will sell them off. I will sell them off. You sell them, even if it has 2,000, you dispose everything before Monday. You want to sell fast before Monday, right? Thank you so much. We have a lot of business people, even though some people are still saying they will hold on, they will wait. People who wait are people who lose in this kind of place. You've gotten a clear-cut information that the price is going to go down, right? So now we've been able to, what we just did here is that we've just made one of the first laws in trading. Just like those of you that are science students, you have the first law of motion, second law, third Newton law of motion. There are also laws in trading. Number one is when you get an information that price is going to drop, you sell. If you get an information that there's going to be a drop in price, you sell. You sell. And the reverse is the case. The reverse is the case. For instance, if Mr. D had put a call through to Mr. A and informed Mr. A that we used to sell our bags of cement at 2,000 naira each, but by Monday, the price at the factory price is going to go up to 3,000 naira. What do you think Mr. A will do now? Mr. A will look for money and buy as much as he can now that the price is still 2,000, so that when Monday comes, he can sell it at 3,000 plus and make excess profit of 1,000 plus, right? So the second rule in trading is when we hear that price is going to go up, we buy. When we hear that price is going to go up, we buy. So I'll clear everything here and we'll write these rules again. So rule one, when there's going to be a drop in price, we sell. Rule two, when there's going to be a rise in price, we buy. What I'm saying here is nothing new. It's what every market woman, every businessman, every oil mogul, everybody that actually has a business mind knows, right? When you see that price is going to drop, you sell. Now, we have other ways of saying this, right? So if there's going to be a rise in price, we buy. I like using this one because this R, all of us can remember R&B. It's like a form of music, or you put it as rice and beans. When there's going to be a rise in price, we buy. And when there's going to be a drop in price, we sell. Another way we can say it is that we buy low and we sell high. Right? So we buy when the price is low. When the price is high, we sell. It's the same thing. Right? So you go and buy your maize in the farm where the price is low. Then you move it to the township where the price is high, so you can sell. Right? Basically. So just understand this. When price is going to go up, we buy. Right? When price is going to go up, we buy. When price is going to come down, we sell. Now, as traders in the international financial market, how do we know that there's going to be an increase in price or that there's going to be a drop in price? How do we know? There are some persons that have privileged information because of their financial status or connection. But you and I might not be in that bucket, right? So we use certain things. For newbies like you, I'll introduce you to certain things that can hint you at an increase in price, for which case you buy, or for a drop in price, for which case you sell. So let's go down to our MT4. I presume that by now you should have downloaded your MT4. If you haven't, you still have the opportunity to do that at the end of this class. We might not be able to explain how to do that in this class now, right? If you are on your laptop and you downloaded your MT4 on your laptop before, you should have an interface, a screen that looks something like this. And this can be scary. I remember the first time I tried learning Forex and I saw something like this. It was scary. It was like, what is all of this? What am I seeing, right? So we are going to clean this up now. We are going to clean this up and now do it the way I want you to do it. So if you have your screen like this, if your screen is like mine, just come underneath. If you see some lines underneath, just right click anywhere inside that line. You'll see this delete indicator. Just delete it and it disappears. Do that for the others, right? It basically disappears. You see those lines there? Do the same thing to the blue line, it disappears and everything disappears, right? So we now have a clean chart. We now have a clean chart. So I'm going to ask us to now put what we want, right? What we want on the screen. In fact, these other smaller lines here, if you don't want them, no problem. Right click inside this chart, where it is. Just right click inside. When you right click, go down, you see properties, or simply press F8 on your laptop. You find properties, just click on it. Once you click on it, it brings you to this interface, right? Now here you can see color, right? Color scheme, here is it. Let me use it, right? You can see color scheme, right? So just click that color scheme. It gives you black on white, right? So just click on the black on white, right? Click on the black on white, then come to common here. Come to common, that's the next. Here, the first one was colors, the second one is common. Then just remove this show grid, remove it. And once you do that, boom, you have a very clean chart that is very attractive. The other one was scary, you know. Now this thing is looking simpler. At least I can just see white and black. That looks easy to understand, right? Yeah, those of you using phones, don't worry, I'll get to you. I'll start with laptop and I'll go to phone. So now I want us to add certain things to our screen here that perhaps will make trading pretty easy for us. Now, so if you're on your laptop, I want you to go up here. You can see insert. The first thing you see there is file, you see view and insert. I'm going to circle it out so you can see what I'm talking about. There is insert here, right? To just click on insert, it will take you to indicators, right? If you move your cursor, hover your cursor around indicators, it pops up a supplementary window. Go down to trend. Trend also pops up a supplementary window. And the first thing I want you to pick out there, the very first one there, moving average. You're going to click on that moving average. Once you click on the moving average, it brings up this interface for you. Now, I want you to change whatever number you find here. I need you to change it to 50. You change it to 50. Your MA method, here you choose exponential, and your color, you choose blue, right? Once you've done that, you can easily click OK, and a blue line should appear on your screen, right? A blue curvy line should appear on your screen. Now, the next thing I want you to do is go back again and click on that insert up there. I still have it circled out. Click on insert, go to indicators, repeat the same thing we just did, all down to trend, and click on moving average yet again. When you click on moving average again, I want you to change that 50 now to 13. You change that 50 now to 13, and you change the style, which is the color, change it from blue, you can change to something like red or whatever color that suits you, right? The color has nothing to do with the strategy. It's just to differentiate the two lines, right? So you change to 13 and you simply press OK. You simply press OK. And once you do that, you have met the criteria of what I want you to do. Now, I'm presently on D1, and let me circle that part out again so you don't get confused. Right here on my screen, you can see I have M1, M5, M15, M30, and the likes. For those of you that will be joining the professional class, I will explain all of this in details to you. But for now, just move your cursor to M30, which stands for 30 minutes, and click on it. That is where I want you to use this strategy on M30, right? You use it on M30. That is your 30 minutes, right? So now I'll clear off all the drawings I had on the screen so we don't confuse ourselves. Right, I believe you are following me now. Very, very pretty easy stuff. Now, what I want you to see here is that these two lines are going to be like our informant. You remember the illustration I gave you? Mr. D was the informant that gave Mr. A an information. What made Mr. A stand out in the market space was because Mr. A got information, right? So because Mr. A got information. So we are going to use our red and blue lines to give us information. Now remember that you here are newbies. So this strategy doesn't work 100% of the time. I doubt if there's any that works 100% of the time. You would lose some of the time. Some of the times it might give you conflicting information in the sense that it tells you to sell and 1 hour later it tells you to buy. In that case, it means you have to close the sell and now pick the buy. You pick. This is like military rule where you obey the last order. Obey. If I say go, why you are going, I say come. When you are coming, I say go. When you are going, I say come. Until I stop talking, just obey the last order, right? That is what this thing does. So if the red line, which is the 13, and in this case, I'll call it the signal line, when it crosses and comes beneath the blue line, like it did here, right? When it crosses and comes beneath the blue line, like it did here, right? That is an indication that price might soon be dropping. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following me close enough, when price is dropping, ladies and gentlemen, what trade action do we take? Do we buy or do we sell? Put your answer in the chat box. When we know that price is going to drop, what do we do? Do we buy or do we sell? Oh, we have several people here that have been following me. We basically sell, right? When price is going to drop, we basically sell. Thank you so much. So you notice that after the time price was crossing, right? When the two lines were basically crossing, everything to the right of my screen had not happened yet. Notice how the 13 crossed the 50, that is the red crossed the blue, and suddenly price happened to be what? Dropping. And up to now, price is still dropping. For those of us who understand pips, and if you don't understand properly, you can always join the masterclass. We'll explain. This GJ has basically dropped up to now 378 pips. GJ, this particular pair, has dropped 378 pips. This is equivalent, if I use a 0.01 lot, which you have been taught, that will be equivalent to $37. If I use a 0.1 lot size, that will be equivalent to $378. And if I use one standard lot, that will be equivalent to $3,783, right? Over a period of 162 bars, which for us is equivalent to 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So in 4 days, you could have made 37, 300 and something, depending on your lot size. Your lot size, for those of you who might just be joining us today, means your volume. It is the calabash, right? there's about $6.6 trillion floating in the market that exchange hands every day. But you cannot get more than what your calabash is. If you go to the stream with a cup, sorry, you come back with a cup. If you go with a big drum, you also come back with a drum filled of water, right? So I'm not here to throw figures at you or make you see that you can become millionaires overnight. If you can't afford to trade with large sums of money, you shouldn't expect to make large sums of return also. You could make large sums of return over time using compounding interest, but you can't just double it in one day. That would be tantamount to gambling. Why? I told you here, right, that there are times it could give you conflicting information. So let's have an example of when it gives a conflicting information. Here, you notice there was a cross and it told us to sell, right? Price indeed sold, but shortly after selling, price went back up and it crossed again up. And now we would have either closed our sell or we absorb the sell, the loss for the sell. We would have absorbed the loss for the sell, and now we'll now go for the buy. So if you were to lose, you would have lost just this small, only for you to gain this big, right? And that is why I said in this strategy, you follow the last order. Follow the last order. Never get emotional to hold on to a trade, right? Now, I'm going to give us an assignment, and I want each and every one of us sometime tomorrow, maybe around 5 or 6, the Telegram group, the WhatsApp group, you notice the WhatsApp group is usually muted for just admins to post. We don't want people coming to tell us that join one group, you buy limousine in 2 weeks' time. Join one group, money just fell from Kilimanjaro, right? We don't want scammers. So we basically mute the group. Or we might open it around 5 or 6 so you could drop your experiences and what you saw. So we're going to have an assignment. If your surname starts from A up to K, I'm going to give you an assignment. You're going to take a trade on gold. You take a trade on gold. Gold in your MT4 is XAUUSD. Science students, remember AU is gold, right? AU is gold. Now, if your name starts from L and any other alphabet after Z, right, you will be trading soybean. You trade soya, right? And what I want you to do, of course, I'll show you how soya is on the screen. What I want you to do is that you'll be on your, once it is 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, I want you to put up your laptop or open your phone and begin to monitor. That doesn't mean you should stay glued on your phone. You could come back every 30 minutes or every 1 hour to see what happens. Once you see a cross to the downside, you sell. And once you see a cross to the upside, you buy. How do you sell and how do you buy? Here, up here, you can see on my screen, you have new order, right? You can see new order, right? I believe we can see new order. So you click on new order, it gives you this, and you can see a sell or a buy button. You simply click on sell or click on buy, as the case may be, depending on whether the lines are crossing downwards or the lines are crossing upwards. Now, I'll repeat this again, and I'll tell you one more thing before we go straight up to the mobile phones for those of us who would be using the mobile device to do this, right? So here we are. It means that if we had seen this, particular one last week, Friday, we would have sold, right? Presently, we will still be selling. Now, so if you wake up by 7 and you notice that this thing is refusing to cross to the downside, right? Let's say by 9 o'clock, it's presently down, but it's refusing to cross back up. For the purpose of practice, just take a sell. When you come to the advanced class, we will tell you how not to jump in too late. So let's say if you come to the advanced class, we'll tell you how, if you had missed this initial cross here, you would have waited for price to push back into the 50, which is the blue line, push back down, then you now pick this second sell down, right? Because if you had entered for a sell at this place, simply because it is beneath, the tendency that you'd have lost money because price went up a little before coming down, right? But this class is just to introduce you to the mindset and the concept. And what the mindset I'm basically introducing you to is that if price is going to go up, you buy, and if price is going to come down, you sell. But how do you know price is going to go up or down? You wait for something to give you information. And here, we're using this moving average as things that can basically give you that information. So for the purpose of this class, we'll be taking a sell on GBP JPY now, which is Great British Pound against the Japanese Yen. To go back here, you see new order. You simply click on it, and it gives you this, right? For the purpose of this class, we're going to sell. So I'll just click on sell. And now, if you can see a green line that wasn't there before, and here you can see a sell. Here you see sell. So I'm presently selling GJ, right? If I press Control T, Control and T, Control and T, right, together, Control T, it brings me to this interface, and down there, down the end, down, let me annotate again. I need you to see it clearly. Here, you will see trade, right? You see trade. You just click on that trade, and it shows me the trade. Presently, GJ is at a loss of $0.91. We'll leave this trade for a while and see what it gives us, right? We'll come back and close this trade so you know how to close your trade, right? So right now, I would be switching over to the mobile phone so we could discuss how to take trades using this same analogy on our mobile device. Just give me a minute and we'll do just that. If you have questions, please drop them in the chat box. We would attend to every single one of them, hopefully, before the class closes today. Why do we select 50 and 30 from the moving average? That is too advanced for an introduction. Just follow what we've said. When if you're part of people that are going to be in the advanced, in the professional class, we would explain why we have 50 and 13. If for any reason you can't, if for any reason you miss out on anything I've said, because we have just less than 50 minutes to do this, I might not be able to repeat everything over and over, but you have the advantage of going back to the recording that will be dropped on SimplyPips YouTube. If you've not joined that Telegram, if you've not subscribed to that YouTube channel, I'll beg of you to do that, as you have a lot of freebies to learn, even outside this class. So I'll be sharing my screen right about now. And all right, I believe you can now see my MT4 on my mobile device, right? So once you've downloaded the MetaTrader 4, you should have an interface that looks more or less like this. I believe you must have been told what each of these icon beneath or above stands for. Today, we're basically looking at how to add some indicators to your screen and take trading informed decisions based off of them. So now, if you are on your mobile device, look down, you see an arrow that seems to be pointing up and down, right? A black and a white arrow. And after then, you see three other dots beneath, three other lines. Click on those ones, those three lines, right? They bring you to your chart, and you can see exactly what is on my screen now. Now, if you go up to the top of the screen, you see an F sign, right? I want you to click on that F sign. Once you click on that F sign, it gives you this interface, right? With the subheading trend. Underneath trend, you'll find moving average. The third to the last item underneath trend is moving average. Simply click on that moving average. Once you click on that moving average, you repeat the same thing we did on the laptop. You change the number up there to 50, the first one. The method will be exponential. You click on exponential. You can have your color being blue, right? And you simply click done. Done is up. Done is up inside the blue banner. You click on done. And now you have a blue line on your screen, which wasn't there before. Now we're going to repeat this same process again, and this time we'll be using 13. So we'll go up and click on that F again, right? We can see an F plus. We can see an F plus, right? Click on that F plus. It brings you back to this, right? Then click on moving average again. Click on moving average again. Now you have this. So what do? We change that 50. We're going to change it to 13, right? Still exponential, but this time we'll be going to the color and we'll change the color to red, right? We change the color to red. Once you change the color to red, you click on done again. Click on done again. And now you should have the blue and the red line on your screen. Remember, when the red line crosses above the blue line, we are buying. When the red line crosses beneath the blue line, we are selling. And I want you to do this on the 30 minutes time frame. So how do we find the 30 minutes time frame on our mobile phone, right? Look up again. If it doesn't cross, you stay, you wait for it to cross, right? You wait for it to cross. But like I said, for the purpose of this class, if you wake up by 7, or if you access your mobile device or your laptop by 7, wait for a cross. If it doesn't cross as at 9, just take a trade based on the present position, meaning that if the present position is that they are crossed upwards, just take a buy. If the present position is that they are crossed downwards, just take a sell. It's not a clean way of trading, but I need you to practice. And that's why I'm asking you to do that, irrespective of the fact that you might be entering the market late. But here, I'm not particular about you winning the trade or losing the trade. I am more interested in you actually using your own hand to take a trade on a mobile device or on an MT4, as the case may be, right? So how do we find M30 here? Look at that screen. Up there, there's a small plus sign that looks like a plus sign inside the book. In fact, that is the last icon to the right in the blue pane up there. You just click on it, right? No, okay, we're looking for 30 minutes first. The second to the last icon looks like a clock, right? Circular item there with a clock. You click on it, you see M1, the same thing we saw on the laptop, right? You just click on M30 and that takes you to 30 minutes, right? Now you want to take a trade. You want to take a trade. Oh, all right, I think I'll do something. Before taking a trade, let's click on, go down on your phone, down. The very first icon that looks like a black and white arrow pointing in opposite direction. Click on them. It's going to give you this interface, right? So some of you are to trade gold. And you can see as I'm swiping up and down, I can't find gold. So where is gold? All right. Up there in the blue pane, I now can see a plus sign, right? Click on that plus sign on the blue pane. Click on it. It brings you to this interface. What I want you to do is click on every envelope there. Click on all of the envelopes, right? If you click on it, it gives you this, and click on everything. As you touch it, it disappears and appears in that initial interface. So just click, it disappears. Click everything. Basically, click everything until they disappear, right? Click everything until they disappear. You want to have them on your main screen. You don't want to come here looking for them all the time. Now, this place is empty. I'll go back, and here I can see more things than I could see before, right? All the things I can trade. Now I can see wheat, I see sugar, I see soybean. Remember, those of you from L to any alphabet after Z, you'll be trading soybean. So here you are, soybean is there. You can see NG, gasoline, cotton, copper, coffee, cacao, VIX, and every other Forex currency. Here we are on gold. Now you can see XAU USD. There's another one again, XAU AUD. That is gold versus Australian dollar. But I want you to trade gold versus the United States dollars, which is the XAU USD. Now, I used XAU USD as the example the last time, or did I? Okay, I think it was GG I used. So here I'm going to use XAU USD as an example of a sell and soybean as an example of a buy. So I'm going to come in here and open the chart, click on it and click on open chart. It brings me to this point. Right about now, what I have on XAU USD is the red above the blue, and that signifies a buy, right? But you and I are supposed to take the trade only when the cross happens. But for the purpose of this class, we're just simply going to take the trade irrespective of the fact that the cross had happened a while ago, just so you could understand how to do it. So you click on the plus sign up there. There's a plus sign at the tip edge. Click on it. It brings you here, and you simply click on buy. Right now, I'm buying gold. It's as simple as that. If I come back to that first screen again, that very first tab down, right, and I go scroll, look for soybean. I go look for soybean, and here it is. I click on it and hold for just a second or two. I'll click on new order, and it brings me here again, right? I could decide to sell in this case, or let's go check. Click on soybean and go to open chart. Click on open chart, soybean, and click on open chart. When I click on open chart, it gives me this. Again, my soybean, the red crossed above the blue, right? So initially we're basically buying. So I would want to sell here just so you could understand how to sell. So click on that plus sign up there again. When you click on it, the plus sign, it brings you back to this place. And now we're going to sell. So I'll just click on sell. Sell is down. At the end of this page, you can see sell by market. You just click on sell. Oh, the market for soybean is closed. It usually closes at 8. So let's pick something else to replace soybean. Let's pick Euro GBP, right? And just basically sell. Right, so right now I'm selling gold, I'm buying gold, and I'm selling Euro GBP, right? If I want to close them, just hold on to it for a while, for like a second or two. It brings up this button, and I simply click on close. Down and down underneath, say close with a loss of $12. Say yes, and it closes, right? I do the same thing for Euro GBP. Hold it for 2 seconds, it brings this, and I say close. Close the loss of $2.64, and I say yes. That's how you open and close a trade. I've basically just demonstrated to you how to open and close a trade. But remember, you wait for the lines to cross. It's waiting for the line to cross. So right now I'm going to unshare my screen. I will go wrap up with the laptop, right? The guys on the laptop still haven't learned how to close a trade yet, right? So here we are. we took a trade on GJ and it's basically been dancing. It hasn't moved beyond the spot we left it, or so it's been dancing, moving around. Now, so how do you close this? You notice there's a small X button, If I bring my cursor above the X button, it tells me close. I just simply click on it, boom, and the trade is closed. It's as simple as that, right? What you don't know is bigger than you. Not everybody who sits at home burning generator or sitting up with a laptop is Yahoo. Some people just understand that they could be in Nigeria and be making money off of the economy of other countries, right? So about 3 months ago, the Feds, that's the bank in US, reduced their interest rate from 0 to about 0.25. They basically dropped it by about 100 basis points. And the issue of George Floyd brought about the weakening of the United States dollar. So if you go to your screen, that brings us to this. But let me finish my illustration so I don't lose my thoughts. If you go to your screen, some people made money. The United States dollars was weak, and because it was weak, this line crossed down, and it has been selling ever since, right? It has been selling ever since. So I just hinted you on how to use fundamentals. That is news, but that will be beyond the scope of this class. Now, if you're using your laptop, you might have an issue, right? Because when you download MT4 for the very first time, you just see about 4 or 5 currency pairs. You can't find gold, you can't find soybean. So how do you do this, right? So in fact, your screen might just be like this. So how do you find the currencies you are supposed to trade? Up here, you'll notice you can see on the laptop, it was a white and black arrow pointing opposite direction. That was it. On the phone, I beg your pardon. On the laptop, you can see it as a green and red arrow pointing the opposite direction. You click on it and it brings this interface. So what you need to do is right click anywhere inside that interface and scroll down to show all. Just scroll down and click on show all. Once you do that, boom, everything comes up. Everything that is hidden comes out. Now you can see your soybean, right? You can see your cotton. You can see gold and everything else you need to trade. I believe I've been able to take you through a very pretty simple strategy. It might not be efficient. It might not be 100% accurate. And I tell you, none is, but it is something you could use to learn how to trade and exercise your fingers, play around the device or the app and see how, while sitting in your house, you could earn income that perhaps might even surpass what you're being paid presently. Yeah, so I think I've basically done this. I want to hand over now to the chairman. Perhaps I want to interview 1 or 2 people. I need to get back into the professional class, which should be starting by 9. If I trade with 10,000 and make loss, will I lose the money in totality? Oh no, if you follow what we call money management, you shouldn't lose your money in totality. But if you try to be greedy, you will not only lose it in totality, you'll be owing your broker. So thank you so much, sir.
Oh my, that's very good. Awesome. Well done, Bishop. Thank you for coming in today. Can we just appreciate that, man? If you enjoyed that short presentation, can you put 777? Put 777 there. If you have enjoyed that presentation, you will meet Bishop a lot more. For those of you that will be going into the advanced class, you will spend more time with him. In fact, people are waiting there for him right now. And I can tell you, they are sweating. I don't know if anybody from the advanced class, are they in the house tonight? If you are here, can you just indicate? I don't know. I have not searched. Anyone from the advanced class in here? Just tell me, just type your name in. Oh, Oluwapelumi, you are there. Wonderful. let me look for you, Oluwapelumi, just for before you rush back to your class. Come and tell us how you are sweating there. I'm looking for your name. Don't worry, I'm going to unmute you shortly. I'm looking for your name. Yes, I've seen yours. You did not you did not. Okay, all right. Now,
Sir.
all right. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
You have been in the advanced class, the professional class.
Yes, and I'll soon be there like next 2 minutes or so.
I know you will be rushing to go back now. I
Yes.
asked some of you to just come here and just come and just for 30 seconds, tell me, how is it like there?
Oh man, it has been very educative, very highly I can't even find a word to express how it is, highly educative, and it has really taught me a lot. You know, not to be greedy, know when to enter the market. We are paid to wait. That's one of the things Bishop tells us every time.
Yes.
I know.
Thank you so much.
So,
Mr. Adiji is here. Adiji Kolawole is in the house as well. Where are you there?
Hello, Mr. Kole.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to ask Pelumi, has he been trading? Have you been trading before?
Pelumi, oh, he has left. The guy is rushing into his class. Mr. Adiji is here. Mr. Adiji Kolawole, I'm looking for your to unmute you. Where are you? He has left. Can you imagine? These guys, Greg, is Greg still in the house? Let me see if Greg is still there. This guy, they don't want to miss anything. They are rushing back to their class.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Who is speaking?
Yeah, I heard him say something before I closed I almost closed the group before. I've not traded before. This is my first time. Everything I'm learning is new to me, just like you are here. I did my first lesson last 2 weeks, rather.
So you never traded before you
I've not traded before. I only heard of Forex. I've been hearing of it, but
and now,
this is the first time
are you taking a trade already?
Yes, I'm taking a trade. Currently, I just took a trade like 5 minutes ago.
Wow.
Let me look for Greg. Thank you, Leopold. You can go to your class.
Yes.
Greg. Wow, where is Greg now? Can you please unmute Greg for me?
Okay, Greg Samuel, right?
Yes.
Okay, Greg is unmuted.
Greg.
Okay. Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, just tell me, 30 seconds. Have you ever traded before you joined this, before you came for the basic class? Have you ever traded before?
Yes, I've traded before, but not on real account, and demo account. I was already in a training with somebody before I joined the demo account, before I joined the beginners class.
And so tell me now, in the last almost 3 weeks now, how is it like now?
Well, the thing is, one thing I would like to tell everybody there is that the truth is that the money being collected from us, I doubt you ever get someone that's going to teach you what is being taught currently at that price. Actually, what I even paid with a beg to the person that the person teaching me with a beg, I paid 50,000 naira. That's with a beg. But I will tell you the truth is what I've learned from this class is actually more than what the person actually has taught me so far. As a matter of fact, it's more like looking as though I should abandon his own class. In fact, that's practically what I did for now. But that's the class I paid 50,000 naira for. But then what I paid in this class is just 10,000 naira. And the truth, the reason I even said I was going to come to this class is to tell people here that 10,000 naira they're paying is actually not what they're going to be getting.
Wow.
That's just what the major thing I want to even tell people in the class. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Greg. You can go back to your class. Bishop will be starting there right now. All right, thank you so much. Mr. Paula, you are there. Are you there?
All right. Okay. So that's it for us. For those of you that are yet to, for those of us that are yet to start, sorry, can you hear me, please?
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry, please. So for those of us that are in the class, we just implore you, make sure you become part of it. We told you our goal is to get more traders on our platform, that we are going to be doing some major things together. Apart from what you'll be doing for your own self, you are going to be helping a lot of people become successful also. So we still have spaces for the advanced class. And then for those of you that you've not been able to watch it from, you did not start with us, go to the group chat and pick up the videos for the previous lessons that we had. So, and as we wrap up, please, I want to ask of you, please, I want you to spend small time, just like 3 minutes now of your time. I want you to please listen to this audio that I want to play. For those of us that this is your first time and things, please listen to it, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be talking about money management, and we are going to be teaching the best strategy in trading. The strategy that will ensure that you will never, ever, ever, ever lose your money. Did you hear me? That you will never, ever, ever lose your money. We are going to be training on that strategy tomorrow. We hope to see you. So listen to this music to close the day.
Hard to start. It's common that you have high expectations. At first you lose when learning trading art, but don't give up. Just try to have some patience. Of course you think that game will be so easy. Such business is as cruel as the rest. Don't let your wins just make your head be dizzy. If stay and trade, result will be the best. I know that every single day you can begin the competition. Get profit with your every trade. Just know that Forex is your mission. Forex is my life. Forex is my life. Some time will pass and you will see the trading is not so hard for those who there long. There's always one whose help is there waiting, and finally you'll keep your profit strong. I know that every single day you can begin
right, stay in the game. Success is sure. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Do have a wonderful night's rest. God bless you.